Okay, so let's do a run through the hedgehog concept. Chapter 5, the hedgehog concept. Great companies succeed because they set their goals and strategies on deep understanding of 3 circles: what they can be best at in the world, what drives their economic engines, and what they're passionate about. That is the mission statement. That is the value, succeed, plus cause. They set their goals and strategies. So what I did was I reverse engineered the chapter. So the opening segment is about 1,000 words, and what it does is it introduces you to the hedgehog concept. Act 2A is another 1,000-word segment that introduces you to the 3 circles. Only until Act 2B do we get into the first circle, understanding what you can be the best at and all the problems with doing that. Insight 2, insight into your economic engine and all the problems with that. Act 2D, understanding your passion, the 3rd circle, more complications, leading up to the triumph of understanding over bravado. And that's the transformative final section of that chapter.
You know my favorite question right about now
is what?
Is that business leader I'm writing for not going to care about Act A, 1B, C, 2D, 4th removed. What does this do for the reader?
What it does for the reader is it's stepping right into there. The opening segment states your premise, which arouses curiosity. The 3 circles, breaking down the concept into... See, I believe that, and I would have done it myself, is that 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I'd say, oh, this is great that this chapter has 3 concepts. I'll just write the chapter in 3 sections. 1 concept for each section. But what I've done is I haven't introduced the premise, and there's no transformational ending. So it's all Act 2. It's all just complications. So it's an unsatisfying read, and nobody can put their finger on why. It won't stop sucking. Because there's no... Because it made perfect logical sense to break. If you have 3 concepts, break the chapter into 3 pieces. Easy. Yeah.
Can you give us another word than complication? Because to me, those things are clarifications. It's the opposite complication.
Well, the content is the complications. In other words, none of these things are easy. If they were easy, there'd be no point writing about them.
Right.
So let me quickly,
Is the answer to David's question that an executive is thinking Act 2A, 2B, but the reason that the hero's journey has evolved and survived is to become a literary concept is because it's a great way for us to take in information and understand stories?
it's arranging the information in a way that responds to people's, it's constantly arousing curiosity about what happens next and satisfying it and arousing curiosity in what happens next.
So it keeps them wanting to
It keeps them wanting,
reading.
and that's when people say, oh my God, I felt like that book read itself.
The reader doesn't think Act 2A, but it's just the way that he or she is using
This is
Does it also help them apply it?
This is all HTML.
That's a good point, it probably does.
I was explaining this to one author, and he said, oh, this is all HTML code. And it's like, yeah, this is the stuff that the customer never sees. This is how you get the book written. The customer never sees it.
Let me go to Erica for a second.
Yeah, I just wanted to put on my editor's hat and say, I love this. This is great. I mean, I use different language in coaching authors. I would say every chapter has to have an arc to the story, right? So a beginning, middle, and an end. Let the content lead the way. So to the point of, should a chapter fall away? Should one be added? Definitely start with a structure like this in the morning so you know what you're going to do, but don't be too rigid about it because you have to flex as you do your research and your writing. One trend that we're seeing is not so much 60,000 words, more 40 to 50. So you're seeing printed books more in the 200, 208 range. 60,000 is about a 256. So that's what books used to be. They're getting shorter and shorter. So don't throw away that content. If you're writing a 7,000 word chapter, save that on the cutting room floor, repurpose it for blog posts, repurpose it for, the other content that you have to provide. So just a couple.
Is the book going to that length because of the reader's inability to stay with something longer?
It's consumer
Twitter
demand.
and TiVo world.
Yeah.
Yeah. I often, one of the insights I got from somebody was most readers are browsers, not readers. Right? Can I quickly ascertain the insights I need to get what I need and move on versus, right? Unless it's compelling enough that keeps me on the edge of what happened. That's what I'm seeing is
let me address that, and I'll wrap up.
And hold on one second. I got real quick, Sarah. Question. Let me go there, Sarah, and then I'll come to you.
I'm just Valley Hawkins Mitchell. I'm familiar with Hero's Journey and use it. It's wonderful. My shorthand for that might serve people is what, so what, and now what. And the reason for that is, as a psychologist,
Yes.
we crave resolution.
Yes.
It's, shave and a haircut. And a lot of ego authors, I think we do shave and a haircut, shave and a haircut, shave and a haircut, shave and a haircut, because we're so intrigued by our own cleverness. But people are waiting for the two bits. So we have to give them shave and a haircut and 2 bits, otherwise they can't leave.
That's right.
Let's go to Sarah, and then we'll let Noel actually finish.
I just want to propose the word spark for complication. Complication has a negative ring to it. Some people don't react well to that. So I've used spark with my authors, and they kind of get it. Yeah.
Good. Well, here's what I mean, is that, so I took the chapter and broke it down into bullet points. And I'm not saying this is the way the book was written. They probably had twice as much stuff, and they took out some stuff. But the opening begins with Isaiah Berlin, a description of the Fox and the Hedgehog story, and Princeton professor Marvin Bressler, Marx, Freud, and Einstein were hedgehogs. Now, if they went right into the opening of the 3 circles, they would have lost that description of what a hedgehog really is, which is really entertaining, really interesting, and then they go right into a Walgreens versus Eckerd story to embody that premise. Then they go to the 3 circles. They discuss what Eckerd did wrong in terms of the 3 circles. Then understanding what you can do, Warren Buffett and the Wells Fargo story, Abbott Labs versus Upjohn, distinguished from core competency. That's what I mean by complications. Some people tried it this way, but they failed. Others tried it this way, and they succeeded. It's all the ups and downs of the second act. And then go all the way to the final section, which is not in summary, which I see in many business books. In summation, and then they repeat what it was. That's not what the reader wants at that point. What the reader wants is the so what. What now? I'm sorry, what now? And the what now is good companies as a contrast mindless pursuit of growth, in pursuit of mindless pursuit of growth. Great Western is a negative example. How to execute on the hedgehog concept through holding an informal executive council. So there it is, business transformation. You have to reorganize the way you do things. You can't just do the strategy different. Doing the strategy different gets you the reward, but for true transformation, you have to change who you are. And that's in the last section there. And then he ends with a personal story from the author about an Ironman triathlete and about how the ultimate importance of knowing what you can and cannot do.